Welcome friend to Asar Educations. Today we are here to define the Chipko movement, one of the very leading movement for the conservation of forest reserve in India. Because today on 21st March every year celebrated as a World Forest Protections or the Conservation Day. So World Forest Protection and Conservation Day, on this occasion, the Chipko movement of India is too much important and interesting and need to learn all of the world peoples and students who are conscious and concerned about environmental issues, these actions of India. Because in philosophically West is best, but in actions India is best. So resistance to destructions of forest expressed in the hill of Uttarachal in 1970 before partition. Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh both place Gopeshwar, birthplace of Gopeshwar, in the district Chamoli. And so the Chipko means basically hugging, means to hug or embrace as the villagers hug the tree. So locally it's called the Angwal. Okay, and the movement is best known for the tactics of hugging tree to prevent them being cut down, to prevent commercially timber harvesting, and on government decision it was happened that a sport company going there and start cutting, but at the same time government also banned the local community. But the background of this entire drama is government decision to allow forestry to be a sport goods company, and the local residents in the Gopeshwar were denied the similar demand of getting a fruit tree required for making farm tool. So Mr. Chandi Prasad Bhatt of the Dasholi Gram Swarajya Sangh want to establish a small industry using these resources, and with the aim to provide job opportunity to local youth, check migrations, because at that time migrations was one of the most important issues. So the Chandi Prasad Bhatt, this founder of Chipko movement, organized rallies to protect and protest against this governmental decision and to preserve forest from mass destruction, because goods company massively destruct the forest and supply to the other part of India or the worldwide, because lots of people at that time not too much concerned. So what the Chandi Prasad Bhatt said, let them know we will not allow the falling of single tree. So when their men raise their axe, we will embrace the tree to protect them. So this is basically, it is important to understand the Indian culture and philosophy against it, because why from the very ancient time always Indian people pray to the god, and this is also called the feminist movement. So because the birth of the Chipko movement, basically this Gaura Devi, an woman head of the village Mahila Mangal Dal, and mobilized the villager women for this movement, and when the company men march to cut the tree, so that is, it is also called the feminist movement. Many of the Western media and all the world newspaper and headlines is as deep indications to the feminist movement. So Gaura Devi stood on the way that declared the forest nurtures us like a mother. So you will only be able to use your axe on it, but you have to use them first on us. So that is basically, that means for protections of forest, okay, the people start giving their life, and that is very learnable lessons for all the world people who concerned about the environmental issues. But the spreading of this movement, Sundarlal Bhaguna, environmentalist by the way, one way, and enlightened the country and out about the movement and its success, and environmental impact, and Padma Bhushan winner for his contribution in this movement. In the recent picture you can also see that this man with the President of India APJ Abdul Kalam and PM Modi also meet them. So this sparking of this movement is the Chandi Prasad Bhatt, Sundarlal Bhoguna, Sarla Bahan from Lakshmi Ashram, women groups, the Uttarakhand Sangharsh Vahini, that is also called USB, Uttarakhand Sangharsh Vahini. So lots of these organizations organized together to fight against this governmental decision to cut and to give this very important forest into the hand of a goods company or a sport company. So took part in different rallies and gathering, highlighting the importance of tree, of the life of human beings, and active in protesting the forest from the oceans for commercial cutting. So all these organizations coming together and did a similar actions against this decision to protect the environment. And at that time it was very important because no one can able to raise their voice against this. So sparking of this movement, the Ghanshyam Raturi, the Chipko poet, were song and echoed during the moment and describing the methods of embracing the tree to save them from falling. So embrace the tree and save them from being felled. The wealth of our hill, save them from being looted. That is the poem, and the poetry also made on this point. So if in 21st and when the people raise voice against the environmental concern, then also need to learn that how they inspired this movement, like the Girish Tiwari, and inspired the movement in the Kamon region with the USB and beating the hookah. That was the traditions in India. Hookah was something like cigarette, and so singing various song. And today Himalaya is called you, and wake up my son, do not allow my oceans, and protect me from being slaughtered. So all these types of the the culture, okay, and this all these movement join as a culture. So the success of Chipko movement, the movement has spread to many states in country to stop falling of tree on Western Ghat and the Vindhya and generated pressures for formulations of natural resources, achieved a major victory in 1980. Within the 15-year ban on the green fall in the Himalayan forest, more than 1 lakh trees have to be saved from excavation, start protecting forest slope and restoring bare one. So that is a very successful movement, by the way. And so that's why we say that world need to learn. Afterward, like the success and the 1980, over the millions tree have planted through their effort. So that is also important. New methods of forest farming have been developed, both and conserves the forest and create employment of the ruler and villager, paid so special attentions in care of the tree and forest. Tree are being used judicially. So the right of life to also provided to the tree and environmental. So Chandi Prasad Bhatt quoted as our movement goes beyond the erosion of the land to the erosion of human value. The centers of his is humankind. If we are not in a good relations with environment, the environment will be destroyed and we will lose our ground. But if you halt the erosion of humankind, humankind will halt the erosion of soil. That is very important and interesting, because you can imagine such dialogues was raising their voice, then the recognition of Chandi Prasad Bhatt, Raman Magsaysay Award, Sundarlal Bhoguna, Padma Bhushan Award. So they are the heroes of this Chipko movement, whatever held in India. And it was at that time no one raised voice, but such an organizations and such the great people basically raise their voice in actions, not through a philosophical advice. So as the diverse movement with the diverse experience, strategy and motivations, Chipko inspired environmentalists both nationally and globally. and contribute subsequently to the emerging philosophies of eco-farming and deep ecology and field of the community-based conservation and sustainable mountain development, because it is too much important. Friends, the reference of all these important lecture is coming from here. You can see and view these lectures and the source of this as a true and legal. So if you think now this point is clear in front of you, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Have a nice day. Take care and see you soon.